he had everything, except gratitude. He had a woman who was his rock, his foundation, his biggest believer. In the early days, when the world doubted him, she saw his potential. When he had nothing but dreams, she stood by his side, not as a spectator, but as a co-builder of his future. She cooked his favorite meals, turning a simple kitchen into a sanctuary of warmth and nourishment. The house wasn't just clean, it was a home, filled with the care and attention she poured into every corner. She was the architect of his comfort, the silent engine that powered his ambition. She celebrated his smallest wins as if they were her own, and cushioned his falls with unwavering support. Every sacrifice she made was a brick laid in the foundation of the life they were building. She gave up her own time, her own desires, her own energy, all because she believed in the US they were creating. But time has a funny way of distorting perception. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, the extraordinary became ordinary. Her efforts, once seen as gifts, became expectations. The hot meal waiting for him after a long day was no longer a gesture of love, but a given. The immaculately kept home was no longer a source of peace, but simply the standard. Her emotional support, the very thing that kept him going, was taken for granted, like the air he breathed. He stopped seeing the tired look in her eyes, the strain behind her smile. Her sacrifices became invisible, her pain unheard. The love that once fueled her actions was overshadowed by the weight of being unseen. He grew comfortable in her consistency, forgetting that her presence was a choice, not an obligation. He stopped watering the garden of their relationship, assuming the flowers would just keep blooming on their own. He was the king of a castle he didn't realize he was letting crumble. Then, a shift occurred. It wasn't a loud explosion, but a quiet, deafening silence. She stopped arguing about the little things, not because she agreed, but because her voice felt unheard. She stopped crying over his indifference, not because it didn't hurt, but because her tears had run dry without making a single ripple in his world. She stopped begging for a moment of his time, for a sliver of the respect she so freely gave. The fight had left her. It wasn't a surrender to him, but a surrender to the truth. You cannot force someone to value you. She started packing her bags, not with anger, but with a heavy heart full of resignation. Each item she packed was a memory, a piece of a life she was now leaving behind. And one day, with no dramatic farewell, no final confrontation, she just walked away. She chose herself. She chose peace over a battle she was fighting alone. She closed the door quietly on a love that had become a one-way street, and that's when the silence hit him. It wasn't just quiet, it was a void. He walked into the kitchen, expecting the familiar aroma of dinner, but was met with a chilling coldness. The house, once vibrant and alive, felt like an empty, echoing shell. He climbed into bed, reaching for her out of habit, only to find the sheets cold, the space beside him a stark reminder of his solitude. Suddenly, he noticed everything. He noticed the way she used to fold the towels, the little notes she'd leave, the sound of her laughter that used to fill the rooms. He noticed the absence of her support, the emptiness of his own victories without her there to share them. The loneliness in his heart was a gaping wound. He had all the success he had chased, all the things he thought mattered, but he had lost the one person who gave it all meaning. He finally understood. He realized, in the crushing weight of her absence, that a good woman, a truly valuable partner, doesn't always scream for appreciation. She doesn't throw plates or make grand dramatic threats. She gives, and she gives, and she gives. But when the disrespect becomes louder than the love, when her heart knows it's been taken for granted for too long, she makes the quietest, yet most powerful, move of all. She leaves. Her departure is her final statement, a lesson taught in her absence. It's a tragic, painful lesson to learn when it's already too late. Don't let this be your story. Value the people in your life while you still have them. Appreciate the love you are given, because the silence of its absence is a sound you will never forget. Thank you for watching.